Hola YouTube and welcome back to my channel. I am BeautyByLinnoria. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This is going to be a quick, simple, on the go, gotta get ready to go makeup type of look. It was supposed to be a no makeup type of look, but when you start to plan in makeup, sometimes things happen, and this was just as natural as it was going to go today type of look. So it's kind of like I took a no makeup type of look and a quick 10-minute out the door type of look and just merged them and combined them. A lot of the steps on my face you can either skip or not have to do. If you already have brows that are already big and beautiful, boom, you just saved so much of your time in the morning or evenings whenever you're getting ready. And if you already have beautiful eyelashes, then you don't have to worry about gluing eyelashes down like the rest of us who are on the struggle bus when it comes to eyelashes. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and prime. And we're going to use that e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. I'll take just a little bit on the tip of my finger. And now go into the areas where I need more concentration as far as pores are concerned. Now that we've done the first primer, we'll go ahead and go into the second primer. And we'll spray that on the face just a little bit. And I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and this is in the original one. And same old thing, we're going to go ahead and prime eyelids and eyebrows. All I'm going to do is just take a regular fluffy Jessup blending brush. And we're going to go into two Makeup Edition cosmetic palettes. The first one we're going to go into is going to be the Meadow palette. And the second one we're going to go into is going to be the Vintage palette. Going into both of these palettes, we're going to be using the neutral tones out of the actual palette and possibly one of the deeper chocolate tones out of the palette just to go ahead and deepen up the look just a little bit. In the Makeup Addiction Vintage palette, we're going to go ahead and dip into Dirty Brown, this shade right here. And we'll also go ahead and take the orange right next to it, which is an amber. And we'll go ahead and mix both of those together. Tap off and get right into the crease to start doing some eye work. Depending on the look that I'm doing, you'll see I'm blending all the way up into my brow just to get the gradient that I need under here going. But we're going to come in back in and clean that up in just a second. But I need it to go all the way up. So that's the only reason why I'm not doing brows first with this one. And we'll go ahead and go into a Jessup Tapered Blending E40. Still a little fluffy, but just a little bit smaller than the Jessup blending brush. You can see the size difference in the two. And I'll go ahead and go into the Meadow palette, and I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Sweet Peach, and I'll use that just to deepen up just a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and go back into the Vintage palette. In the very first one, we're going to use Custard Cream, and it has just a little bit of peach into it, so we'll take and put just a little bit. Something that Sandra Deluxe does a lot, and also Pat McGrath does a lot. The ridges in your fingers, the warmth of your fingers, and the natural oils in your fingers really help with these simple blending jobs to get done without you having to use a whole lot of brushes. And it also lays down the product beautifully. And I'll go back into my original blending brush with no additional product on it and just go ahead and blend between the original transition and that cream color that I just put down. We'll go ahead and start working on the actual eyebrows. And for today's eyebrows, I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Wiz in Ebony. And do just a little bit of light work with it. And with that part of the brow being done, we'll just go back in and just stamp on product. And we're just using the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. And this is the convertible brow. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish off these eyes. I'm going to be using the Skindinavia Waterproof Cold Kajal by Rimmel London. And this is in the shade Black. And all we're going to do is just go in here. And now that we have that done, we're going to take just a very thin line of the e.l.f. and this is their Pro Black Liner, and this is in the shade Black. And I'm just gonna do a very thin line on top, and this is just really just to hide the lash band that I'm gonna put down. Now, if you have beautiful lashes, then you can go ahead and just do mascara. You don't have to worry about fake lashes. But my baby eyelashes are non-existent. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put on just a little bit to go in here and clear up and clean up any darkness. And we are using the shade 24 Golden and the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. And the only thing I'm doing is using this shade, which has a little bit more red in it for my skin tone, to go in here and just color correct a little bit of the hyperpigmentation. But also I use this to go ahead and just bring everything back together. The Shop Miss A $1 Beauty Blender. Well, it's $1.55. It's a great cost to help animals. So this is the pink teardrop beauty blender, and this is from Shop Miss A. This is hands down the softest sponge I have in my entire collection, and it works well. It's already damp, and all I'll do is just take and just blend that product out. And this is just to go ahead and add evenness to my skin tone, and to also block out hyperpigmentation. And because it pretty much blends in pretty well, see? I'm not trying to block out everything with my actual skin. I'm just trying to even it out just a little bit. And because this one kind of darkens my face just a little bit from the rest of my body, I'll go ahead and go in with the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I use the shade Custard. And I'll just use this just to bring light back into my actual face. And we'll go in and immediately set it. This is the Ben Nye powder. I take it out and put it in a completely different container. And I always set down my frown lines to keep my foundation from settling into those lines and cracking into these two lines. And I don't really let that bake. I'll go in and melt it into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and use my trusty Lancome Dual Finish, and I'm using the shade 460 Suede. And I'm gonna take that on my trusty dandy handy Morphe E24, the brush you guys always see me use. And because this is a powder foundation, it's gonna add a little bit more coverage to the face as well. And I'll use this to sweep away any of the additional product from the Ben Nye banana powder. We're gonna go ahead and move into blush before I move back to the eyes. I'm gonna be using my Real Techniques. This is their Instapop cheek brush. And I'm gonna be using a blush I got from Shop Miss A. This is the Mineral Blush in Santee, and this is the shade. And all you're doing with this is just bringing the color back to the actual face. Keeping it on the higher parts of your cheeks and bringing it back will actually go ahead and lift your face just a little. And I didn't want to hide or do certain things to completely block out other parts of my face, which is the reason why I still wanted some of my freckles to show through. I still wanted my actual moles to actually show through. And the hyperpigmentation is still there. It's just not as pronounced on both sides. It's still there. But this is just that quick. I'm going to go do something, but I want to look put together. And I'll go ahead and use the highlighter. This is the MAC Extra Dimension blush, and this is in the shade Telling Glow. And I'll be using my Sigma Concealer Blend Kabuki, the F79. And now we're gonna go ahead and finish back up the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Makeup Addictions Vintage palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Moonberry. It's this beautiful peachy color right here. And I'm also gonna go ahead and take and fill the tail out with the actual Sweet Peach from the Meadow palette. With the It's My Ray Ray brush from my package. From a brush set with BH Cosmetics. Tap it off. This is a number 8 brush. And I'm just going in right here in the front. And I'll take the brush, apply the product flat, and I'll take and turn it to the side to start blending out underneath. This darker shade that I'm about to come in with now, it'll come in for half of the eye. And I'll take and connect it back up top, so that way you get a complete blend connection around the eye. And while you're going in and out of your actual shadows, using different colors, going through different steps of your makeup routine, you may notice that different parts of your eye are losing some of the actual pigmentation, and that just comes from the different things you're doing. Just go back in and reapply that. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my Sigma Pencil E30 brush. So I'm actually going to go back into that Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Meadow palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade Pink Blossom right here because it has just a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'll take and put it right here on my tear duct. And what I love about Makeup Addiction and their eyeshadow palettes is they're very pigmented. I rarely have to find myself actually going in and actually wetting my brushes in order for some of the shades to come through, or dipping back in a whole lot. And I'll go ahead and go back in with the same pencil brush that I just did those inner tear ducts with. I'll go ahead and go back into that Ulta Cosmetics Bridal Dry and just hit the high points underneath that brow just to bring a little bit of light to it. Then I'll go back in with my original blending brush with nothing on it and just go ahead and sweep over that. So this way we don't get any harsh lines from the actual highlighter being applied. Lips are going to be the simplest thing ever. I'm just going to go ahead and use we're going to go ahead and do a natural lip, kind of a nude lip. I'm going to use Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Dominatrix. And I'm also going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal Sweet Tooth, which is the Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is my new lip combination right here, Holy Grail. Now I'll take this as an actual liner around the outside to blend in because I don't use lip liners. I prefer to use the liquid lipstick for this step. And while both products are still wet, I'll go in and start the finger blend. And if it's coming off just a little too dark, too chocolate for you, you want it to be a little bit more nude, just go back in and lighten it back up. The more you go through and layer, the lighter it'll get. For these lashes, we're just going to go ahead and take some pretty small basic ones. These I got from Shop Miss A, and I can't remember the name of them. I know they were just $1. And I like the fluffy, wispy type of lashes. This is what they look like. And I'll go ahead and pop those up top. And for mascara, I'm going to go ahead and use my Bad Girl Bang by Benefit on top and bottom. Since they don't have that much curl when they first come to me and come in from Shop Miss A, not these particular ones, I'll go ahead and use the eyelash curler to go ahead and get them curled. And this is just a regular eyelash curler. You can go in and press them up using the Ulta Beauty. This is an eyelash comb. You can go in and press them up like this if you want to. That does work. As far as getting any type of clumps out and making them separate and actually blend in with your natural lashes just a little bit more, you can do that. That is something I will do from time to time. But for these I need them curled. And because they aren't too big and wide, I'm able to use this type of curler versus an individual curler for them. We'll go ahead and set it all down. And this is the makeup finishing spray in the Bridal with Skindinavia. And we'll go ahead and set all this down. And once it's all set down, you'll see that it'll go ahead and bring the entire look back together. So again, thank you so much for just watching and hopefully learning, or, you know, just taking a few steps away for your makeup routine through this quick, fast, gotta go in a hurry kind of was supposed to be a no makeup type of look, but turned into a quick and easy type of makeup look. But thank you so much for joining me again. I'm BeautyByLinnoria, and until next time, thank you, YouTube.